Imagine a world where every choice, thought, and feeling you have shifts you into a new reality. This audiobook unveils the ancient secret of metaphysical timelines, where infinite possibilities are yours to command. As you listen, you'll discover how to move through these hidden pathways and consciously create the life you desire. Metaphysical Timelines. Introduction. In the vastness of existence lies a truth so extraordinary, it has remained veiled from mortal eyes since the dawn of time. Yet now, as you hold these words in your hands, you stand at the threshold of understanding one of the universe's most guarded secrets, the reality of metaphysical timelines. Picture, if you will, not a single thread of existence stretching from past to future, but an infinite tapestry of possibilities. Each thread a distinct timeline, each weaving its own tale of what could be, what is, and what might have been. These timelines exist not in some distant realm, but here and now, overlapping and intertwining in the eternal dance of creation. You are not merely an observer in this cosmic ballet, but its conductor. Within you resides the power to traverse these metaphysical pathways, to shift your consciousness from one reality to another, with the precision of a master weaver selecting their threads. This is not mere fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the fundamental nature of existence itself. The ancient masters understood this truth. They recognized that what appears as fixed reality is but one note in an infinite symphony of possibilities. Through their wisdom, passed down through generations of initiates, they discovered the art of timeline navigation, the ability to consciously select and manifest their chosen reality from the infinite array of potential existences. This knowledge transforms you from a passive participant in life to the active creator of your destiny. Each thought, each feeling, each conscious choice becomes a beacon, guiding you through the metaphysical corridors of reality to your desired destination. As you continue through these pages, you will discover how to recognize these parallel timelines, how to sense their subtle vibrations, and most importantly, how to deliberately shift your consciousness to align with the reality you wish to experience. The power to shape your existence has always been within you. It simply awaits your recognition and awakening. Part 1. Awakening to the existence of timelines. Chapter 1. The hidden truth of infinite realities. In the ancient kingdom of Lyra lived a wanderer named Kairos, who roamed the forgotten paths between villages, seeking wisdom in the whispers of the wind. One misty dawn he stumbled upon a cave where moonlight danced upon crystalline walls. At its heart stood a mirror unlike any other. Its surface rippled like water, and within its depths, Kairos saw not one reflection, but countless versions of himself. In some, he wore the robes of a sage, in others the crown of a king, and in yet others he remained a humble wanderer. Each reflection moved independently, living out the infinite possibilities of his existence. The mirror you gaze into each day holds the same magic as Kairos's discovery. Every moment presents an infinite array of potential realities, each vibrating at its own unique frequency. When you make a choice, express a thought, or feel an emotion, you naturally align with the timeline that resonates with that energy. This is the sacred dance of consciousness and reality, a perpetual movement through the corridors of infinite possibility. Your thoughts are not merely fleeting whispers in the mind, they are bridges between timelines. Each time you shift your perspective, you step into a new version of reality. The universe responds not to what you say or do, but to the frequency of your being. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create the resonance that draws you to specific timelines. In the mountains of the east, there lived a sage named Arya, who taught this wisdom through the art of stone placement. A young traveler named Jin sought her guidance, struggling to understand why his life seemed beyond his control. Arya led him to a stream and asked him to drop a single pebble into the flowing water. "Watch how this tiny stone creates ripples that transform the entire stream," she said. "Now imagine each thought you think, each choice you make as a pebble dropped into the stream of time." Jin spent days with Arya, learning to place his stones with intention, watching how the smallest shift could alter the water's flow completely. Through this practice, he came to understand that his daily choices were like those pebbles, each one shifting him into a new stream of reality. Just as Jin learned from Arya, you too possess the power to consciously place the stones that alter your reality's flow. Every decision point is a sacred moment of creation, an opportunity to step into a new timeline. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind 3 significant decisions you've made in your life. For each decision, allow yourself to explore the alternate realities that could have emerged had you chosen differently. Don't judge these alternatives. Simply observe them with curiosity and openness. Take your journal and write about these alternate realities, noting how each potential choice would have shifted your timeline. Then, write about a current decision you face. Describe in detail the reality you wish to create, allowing yourself to feel the resonance of that timeline. End by writing an affirmation that acknowledges your power as a conscious creator of your reality. Chapter 2. The Nature of the Quantum Field. In a coastal village where time seemed to stand still, there lived a fisherman named Ravi. Each dawn, while others cast their nets into the visible waters, Ravi would walk to a stretch of empty beach and cast his net into what appeared to be nothing but air. The villagers mocked him, but Ravi knew what they could not see: the invisible sea of possibility that stretched before him, teeming with the fish of manifestation. You, like Ravi, stand at the edge of an infinite sea, the quantum field. This vast ocean of potential surrounds you always, holding within its depths every possibility you could imagine. Just as the air around you appears empty yet contains countless particles, the quantum field appears void yet brims with unlimited potential. Your consciousness is the net you cast into these waters. Every thought, intention, and belief you hold creates ripples in this field, attracting or repelling possibilities based on their resonance with your energy. The quantum field responds not to your wishes alone, but to the depth of your knowing, your absolute certainty that what you seek already exists. Think of the quantum field as a cosmic mirror, reflecting back the energy you project into it. When you cast your net with doubt, the field reflects uncertainty. When you cast it with unwavering faith, the field manifests your certainty into physical form. In the valleys of the ancient East, a gardener named Maya discovered this truth through her own journey. Each morning, she would tend to her garden, not just caring for the visible plants, but nurturing the invisible seeds she knew lay beneath the soil. While others saw only empty earth, Maya saw the full-grown flowers, fruits, and herbs that would eventually emerge. She understood that the unseen realm held as much reality as the seen. One day, a drought struck the land. While other gardens withered, Maya's flourished. When asked her secret, she simply smiled and said, "I water not just what my eyes can see, but what my heart knows is growing beneath the surface." The quantum field is your unseen garden. Every dream, goal, and desire you hold exists as a seed within it, waiting for your conscious attention to help it grow into physical form. Find a peaceful moment and close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of an infinite, invisible sea. Feel the weight of your consciousness as a golden net in your hands. Cast this net into the quantum field, knowing it will return filled with the possibilities you seek. In your journal, write down 3 invisible seeds, possibilities you wish to manifest in your life. Describe them in detail, as if they already exist in physical form. Feel the certainty of their existence in the quantum field, just as Maya felt the certainty of her flowers beneath the soil. Chapter 3. Shattering the Illusion of Linear Time. In a city forgotten by history, there lived a master clockmaker named Elias. His timepieces were known throughout the land for their precision, each gear and spring working in perfect harmony. One morning, as he entered his workshop, he noticed something extraordinary. Every clock he had ever crafted began ticking backward. The hands moved counterclockwise, yet each clock kept perfect time. You hold within you a truth that Elias discovered that day. Time is not the rigid master you once believed it to be. Like water, it flows in all directions, embracing past, present, and future in a single eternal moment. The linear progression of time is but an illusion, a story told by minds too small to grasp the vastness of simultaneous existence. As you awaken to this wisdom, you begin to understand that every moment, what you call past, present, and future, exists now. Your consciousness merely shifts its focus, like a light illuminating different parts of an endless room. When you step into this understanding, you free yourself from the chains of sequential time. In the mountains where wisdom whispers through ancient stones, a woman named Sarah discovered a hidden cave. Within its crystalline walls, she witnessed something remarkable. Reflections of herself at different ages, all moving, all alive, all existing at once. Young Sarah danced with joy, adult Sarah sat in meditation, and elderly Sarah radiated wisdom. Yet they were not memories or visions of what might be. They were all present, all real, all now. Sarah realized she could step into any of these reflections, experiencing them not as separate points on a timeline, but as different aspects of her eternal self. The cave showed her what your heart already knows. You are not bound by time's apparent forward march. Just as Sarah found her timeless self in that mystical cave, you too can access the wisdom of your future self, for it exists now, waiting to guide you. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine yourself walking through a door of light. On the other side stands your future self, radiant with the wisdom of experiences you have yet to consciously embrace. Sit with them, feel their presence, and listen to the guidance they share. They are not separate from you, they are you existing in this eternal moment. Take your journal and record the wisdom your future self reveals. Let their words flow through you, knowing that in accessing their knowledge, you begin to embody it now. This practice dissolves the illusion of time's barriers, allowing you to step into the reality where your highest potential already exists. Chapter 4. The Observer Effect. In the forgotten temples of the East, a mystic named Zhen taught his students the sacred art of reality shaping. One day he gathered his pupils in the temple garden and presented 2 identical clay pots filled with soil. Into each he planted a single seed. To one student he assigned the task of focusing loving attention on the first pot for an hour each day. The second pot remained untended, receiving only water. Within weeks, the first pot burst forth with vibrant growth, while the second struggled to break through the soil. You are both gardener and garden, observer and observed. The universe responds to your gaze like a flower turning toward the sun. This truth echoes through the ages. Your focus shapes the very fabric of existence. When you direct your attention toward any possibility, you breathe life into it, drawing that timeline closer to your present experience. Every thought you hold becomes a lens through which you view reality. As you focus on specific possibilities, you activate them within the quantum field, transforming potential into experience. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is the fundamental mechanism by which consciousness creates reality. In a mountain village, there lived a sculptor named Maya who spent years learning to see the masterpiece within each stone. She understood that the art of sculpture was not about forcing the stone into submission, but about perceiving the beauty already present within it. As she worked, she would tell others, "I do not create. I simply remove what conceals the truth." Like Maya with her stone, you stand before the infinite potential of your reality. Your focused attention reveals the timeline you choose to experience, unveiling what was always possible but previously hidden from view. You are not merely observing reality, you are calling it forth through your conscious awareness. To master this truth, spend one day tracking a single thought or goal. Choose something specific, perhaps an opportunity you wish to manifest or a quality you wish to embody. As you move through your day, notice how reality responds to your focused attention. Record each instance where your chosen focus materializes in your experience, whether through conversations, coincidences, or subtle shifts in your environment. Watch as the universe mirrors your attention back to you, revealing your role as the creator of your timeline. This practice will demonstrate the direct relationship between your focus and the reality you experience. Chapter 5. The Power of Choice. In the ancient kingdom of Valyria, King Aidan stood at the mountain pass where three paths diverged. Each led to a different ally's realm during a time of impending war. The first path led to the wealthy merchant princes, whose gold could fund his armies. The second wound toward the mystic sages whose wisdom could guide his strategy. The third descended to the common folk, whose hearts held the true power of his kingdom. As he contemplated his choice, an old woman appeared, saying, "Each path you see leads not just to a destination, but to a different version of yourself. You stand at such crossroads every moment of your existence. Each choice you make sends ripples through the fabric of reality, birthing new timelines that branch infinitely outward. These choices need not be as momentous as a king's wartime decision. Even the smallest selection shapes the contours of your experience. When you choose, you activate specific strands in the universal web of possibility. Your consciousness moves along these strands like a spider, weaving reality as you go. This is the hidden power of choice, not merely selecting between options, but creating entirely new realities through your decisions. In the fertile valleys of the East lived a farmer named Theron, who received two mysterious seeds from a traveling sage. "Plant these in separate fields," the sage instructed, "and tend them equally." Theron did as told, and as the seasons turned, he witnessed two completely different harvests emerge. The first field yielded golden wheat that fed the village, while the second bloomed with healing herbs that cured a plague. Both realities existed within these seeds, the sage later explained, waiting for your choice to bring them forth. Your choices are these seeds, each containing infinite potential realities. When you select one path over another, you're not just picking an option. You're giving life to an entire timeline of experience. To grasp this truth more deeply, select one significant decision you face. Draw a map of possible choices, branching outward like a tree. For each potential choice, envision the immediate reality it creates, then extend those branches further, seeing how each initial decision might lead to different opportunities and experiences. Observe how each choice point contains the seed of multiple realities, waiting for your conscious selection to bring them into being. This exercise reveals your power as a reality creator through the choices you make. As you map these potential timelines, feel the weight and wonder of your role as the architect of your experience. Chapter 6: Vibrational Alignment. In the mountains of the ancient East lived a musician named Lin, whose mastery of the sacred harp drew pilgrims from distant lands. One day, a young apprentice arrived, eager to learn the instrument's secrets. Lin placed before him a harp with tangled loose strings. "Before you can create beauty," Lin said, "you must understand that the instrument itself must vibrate in perfect harmony. You, like that harp, emanate a specific frequency through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This vibration ripples through the quantum field, attracting experiences that match your inner song. The universal law of resonance ensures that your dominant frequency determines which timeline manifests in your reality. When you exist in a state of gratitude, joy, and expectation, you vibrate at frequencies that align with timelines of abundance and fulfillment. Conversely, frequencies of fear, doubt, or scarcity draw you toward timelines that mirror these lower vibrations. This is not punishment or reward, but the natural law of resonance at work. In the temple of the Golden Valley stood a magnificent bell, crafted by master artisans centuries ago. A wise teacher named Ming would bring students to this bell, striking it in different places with varying force. "Listen," she would say as the bell produced different tones. "The bell hasn't changed, but your experience of it shifts based on how it vibrates. Your consciousness works the same way. Just as the bell's resonance changes with each strike, your vibrational frequency shifts with every thought and emotion. You are not locked into any particular frequency. You possess the power to tune your inner instrument at will. To align yourself with the timeline you desire, perform this ancient practice of vibrational attunement. Begin by selecting music that embodies the frequency you wish to maintain. Sit in stillness as the music plays, allowing its vibration to wash through you. Next, engage in the breath of harmony. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. As you breathe, speak these words of power. I am in perfect resonance with my highest timeline. Every cell of my being vibrates in harmony with abundance, joy, and divine purpose. Repeat this sacred practice daily, especially when you feel your frequency has dropped or your spirit feels heavy with doubt. Through consistent attunement and devotion to this ancient art of vibrational alignment, you'll naturally draw yourself into resonance with the timeline that matches your highest vibration and deepest purpose. Like a master musician who must tune their instrument before each performance, you too must calibrate your inner frequencies to maintain harmony with the universal song of abundance and possibility. Chapter 7: The Great Split. In the distant mountains of the east there lived a traveler named Kai who encountered a fork in his path. One route led through a lush valley, promising ease and comfort. The other wound up treacherous cliffs, offering nothing but challenge and uncertainty. As Kai pondered his choice, an old mystic appeared beside him. "The path you choose matters less than your awareness of the moment of choosing," the mystic said. "For in that moment, 2 realities are born. You stand at such crossroads countless times throughout your journey. These moments of divergence are sacred portals, where multiple timelines branch into separate streams of existence. It is in these precious instances that you possess the power to consciously choose which reality you step into. The universe presents these divergent moments as opportunities for transformation. They appear when your consciousness is ready to evolve, when your spirit has grown strong enough to embrace a new dimension of experience. These moments often disguise themselves as challenges. choices that require you to release the familiar and embrace the unknown. Yet these splits in your timeline are not mere choices between right and wrong or good and bad. They are invitations to different versions of yourself, each holding unique gifts and wisdom. When you recognize these moments for what they are, gateways to new dimensions of experience, you can approach them with reverence and intentionality. In an ancient temple, there lived a phoenix named Zara. Year after year, she would burst into flames, reduced to nothing but ashes. The temple priests watched in awe as two distinct forms would begin to take shape from the ashes, two potential phoenixes, each representing a different aspect of Zara's essence. In the moment before full manifestation, Zara's consciousness would choose which form to embody, and that reality would solidify while the other faded back into potential. Like Zara, you face moments of dissolution where old forms must burn away so new realities can emerge. These are your moments of divergence, your opportunities to rise transformed into a new expression of your highest self. To harness the power of these divergent moments, create a timeline reflection map. Draw 3 circles on a page, each representing a pivotal moment in your journey where reality split into distinct paths. Within each circle, write the choice you made. Then draw branching lines from each circle, exploring the alternate realities that could have manifested. Feel not regret, but gratitude for these moments that revealed your power to choose. For in understanding how past divergences shaped your journey, you gain mastery over future moments of choice. This sacred practice will attune you to recognize future divergent moments as they arise, allowing you to step consciously through these portals of transformation. Each great split in your timeline offers the opportunity to align with a higher expression of your true nature. Chapter 8: The Anchors of Reality. In a coastal village long ago, there lived a fisherman named Thomas, who cast his nets each dawn, yet never ventured beyond the shallow waters near shore. Though other boats sailed to abundant fishing grounds beyond the horizon, Thomas remained tethered to the same spot day after day. One morning, a wise woman walking the shore noticed his struggle. "What holds you here?" she asked. Thomas gestured to the water around his boat, explaining that dangerous rocks lurked beneath. The wise woman dove into the waters and emerged, showing him that no rocks existed, only an invisible anchor of his own making. You, like Thomas, may find yourself bound by unseen forces. These forces are your beliefs, thoughts repeated so often they have crystallized into what appears to be unchangeable truth. Yet these truths are merely anchors you have forged in the depths of your mind, holding you in a fixed reality, while infinite possibilities await beyond the horizon. Your beliefs act as filters through which you perceive and experience reality. They determine not only what you think is possible, but what you allow yourself to receive. When you believe something is impossible, you create an energetic barrier that prevents that very possibility from manifesting in your experience. These belief anchors were often formed in childhood or inherited from others, yet you maintain them through the power of your attention and acceptance. The moment you question a limiting belief, its power begins to dissolve. When you choose to release it entirely, you free yourself to navigate new waters of possibility. In the mountains of the West lived a magnificent eagle named Maya, who had spent her entire life in a golden cage. Though the cage door remained open, Maya never attempted to fly through it, believing the space beyond was solid as the bars that surrounded her. One day, a small sparrow landed on her cage and showed her that the air beyond was free for flying. In that moment of realization, Maya's beliefs transformed, and she soared into boundless skies. Just as Maya discovered her cage was self-imposed, your limitations exist primarily in your mind. The barriers you perceive are projections of your beliefs, not immutable laws of reality. To free yourself from these invisible bonds, perform this ancient belief-clearing ritual. Take a moment to identify one belief that limits your expansion. Write it on a piece of paper. Close your eyes and visualize this belief as an anchor, heavy and rusted, holding you in place. See yourself diving deep into the waters of your consciousness, finding the chain that connects you to this anchor. With focused intention, visualize yourself severing this chain, watching the anchor dissolve into the depths as you float freely toward the surface. Open your eyes and burn or bury the paper containing the limiting belief, symbolizing its release from your reality. Chapter 9. The Echo of Past Timelines. In the ancient mountains of the East stood a cave known to few travelers. Among those who knew of its existence was a merchant named Hassan, who often passed by its entrance but never dared to venture inside. One day, driven by an inexplicable force, he entered the cave's depths. As he walked deeper, he began to hear voices, his own voice, echoing from different passages. Each echo carried fragments of his past, arguments left unresolved, words left unspoken, promises unfulfilled. The more he listened, the more he realized these weren't mere echoes, but moments in time repeating themselves endlessly in the darkness. You exist within similar caves of consciousness, where unresolved experiences echo through the corridors of your present reality. These echoes manifest as recurring situations, repeated relationship patterns, and familiar emotional responses that seem to follow you wherever you go. Like ripples in a pond, each unresolved experience creates waves that continue to influence your present moment. These loops are not random occurrences, but signposts pointing to aspects of yourself seeking resolution. When you find yourself encountering similar situations repeatedly, it is the universe offering you opportunities to break free from old patterns and choose differently. In the Crystal Palace of the North lived a woman named Arya, who found herself trapped in a hall of mirrors. Each reflection showed a different moment from her past, moments of doubt, fear, and regret. She moved from mirror to mirror, trying to escape the images until she realized that she herself was creating each reflection. The moment she accepted this truth, the mirrors began to fade, revealing doorways to new possibilities. Your recurring experiences are like Arya's reflections, manifestations of internal patterns seeking acknowledgement and transformation. By recognizing yourself as the creator of these reflections, you gain the power to step through new doorways of possibility. To break free from these ancient loops, practice this loop release ritual. Sit in stillness and identify a situation that keeps repeating in your life. Close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in a circular room, surrounded by mirrors showing this recurring pattern. Acknowledge your role in creating this reflection. Now, imagine one mirror transforming into a doorway filled with golden light. Step through this doorway, feeling yourself release the old pattern as you emerge into a new reality where this loop no longer exists. Take 3 deep breaths, anchoring yourself in this fresh timeline. Chapter 10. The Key to the Gate. In a distant valley, nestled among ancient hills, lived a young seeker named Rajan. Each morning he searched for the entrance to a legendary garden said to hold the secrets of creation. Though he walked the valley's perimeter countless times, the gate remained hidden from his sight. One day, an old woman sitting by the roadside spoke. "You search with eyes clouded by expectation. Clear your vision, and what was always there will reveal itself." Following her wisdom, Rajan released his preconceptions. In that moment, the mist of his assumptions lifted, and there before him stood a magnificent gate, he had passed 1,000 times before. You too stand before gates of possibility, though your eyes may not yet perceive them. Awareness is the master key that unlocks these portals to new realities. When you move through life unconsciously, repeating patterns set by habit and conditioning, you remain blind to the infinite doorways surrounding you. Yet the moment you awaken to conscious perception, these gateways become visible. The universe responds to your awareness like a mirror reflecting light. What you bring into conscious focus begins to expand and transform. This is not merely about seeing what is before you, but about perceiving the deeper currents of reality that flow beneath the surface of ordinary experience. In the depths of an ancient forest lived a humble man named Ibrahim, who carried a lantern through the darkest hours. Each night, as he walked his path, his light revealed hidden trails that others passed by in shadow. Fellow travelers began to follow him, amazed at how his simple lantern unveiled passages they had never noticed. The paths were always here, Ibrahim would say, waiting for someone to shine light upon them. Like Ibrahim's lantern, your awareness illuminates the paths to new possibilities. When you cultivate conscious attention, you begin to notice subtle synchronicities, hidden opportunities, and choice points that were always present but remained unseen in the shadows of unconsciousness. Find a familiar path you walk regularly, perhaps in your neighborhood or a nearby park. As you begin your walk, imagine you are seeing this path for the first time. Notice the texture of the ground beneath your feet, the play of light and shadow, the movement of air against your skin. Observe the subtle sounds that usually fade into background noise. Pay attention to the thoughts and feelings that arise as you walk. After your walk, take a moment to journal about what you noticed that you had never perceived before. Write about how this heightened awareness shifted your experience of reality. This practice awakens your ability to see beyond the veil of familiarity, revealing the infinite possibilities that await your conscious recognition. Part 2. Mastering the Shift. Chapter 11. The Art of Collapsing Timelines. In a forgotten mountain monastery, there lived a weaver named May, who created tapestries of extraordinary beauty. Each morning she would gather countless threads of different colors, each representing a different possibility. As she worked, she noticed that when she brought certain threads together, they would mysteriously merge into a single, more vibrant strand. Through patient observation, she discovered the art of weaving multiple threads of possibility into unified moments of power. You possess this same ability to weave the threads of time. The future exists as countless shimmering possibilities, each one a distinct thread in the grand tapestry of existence. Through conscious awareness and focused intent, you can draw these threads together, collapsing multiple potential outcomes into your present moment. When you understand this principle, you begin to see that time is not a rigid line but a fluid medium. Each moment contains within it all possibilities, past, present, and future, intertwined. By learning to collapse these timelines, you accelerate your manifestations, bringing future possibilities into your now. In an ancient citadel, there lived a timekeeper named Karim who maintained 1,000 clocks. Each clock marked a different possible future, ticking away at its own rhythm. One day, as he meditated among his timepieces, Karim realized a profound truth. All these separate measures of time were illusions. In a moment of clarity, he saw how to collapse all measures into a single point of power. The 1,000 clocks merged into one, and in that unified moment, all possibilities existed simultaneously. Like Karim, you stand at the center of infinite possibilities. Each potential future exists as a separate timeline, Yet you hold the power to collapse these threads into your present experience. When you master this art, you no longer wait for your desires to manifest. You draw them into your now. To practice this ancient art, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in a vast hall of mirrors, each reflection showing a different potential future. See these reflections beginning to move closer, drawing nearer to your center. Feel the energy of each possibility growing stronger as it approaches. Now, imagine all these reflections merging into your present self, their combined power flowing into this single moment. Experience the sensation of all possibilities collapsing into the now, filling you with their combined potential. Chapter 12. The Gateway of Emotion. In a secluded mountain studio, there lived a painter named Amir who created works of extraordinary beauty. Each morning he would approach his blank canvas, yet found that no matter which colors he intended to use, his paintings took on the hues of his heart. On days filled with joy, his brush released streams of gold and amber. In moments of melancholy, deep blues and purples emerged unbidden. Through this, Amir discovered that his emotions held the true palette of creation. Your feelings shape the reality you experience, just as Amir's emotions determined his artwork. Each emotional state resonates at a unique frequency, attracting matching experiences and circumstances. When you understand this truth, you begin to see that your emotional landscape acts as a bridge between timelines, drawing you naturally toward realities that match your inner state. The universe responds not to your thoughts alone, but to the vibration of your feelings. Joy, love, and enthusiasm activate timelines of expansion and abundance. Fear, doubt, and worry pull you toward realities that mirror these lower frequencies. By mastering your emotional state, you become the artist of your experience, painting your reality with the colors of your choosing. In the mystical realm of dreams, a traveler named Sophia wandered through landscapes that shifted with her feelings. As she moved through this fluid world, she noticed that her fear would manifest as thorny forests, while her peace would transform the path into flowering meadows. Through this journey, she learned that her emotions were not merely responses to her environment, they were the very force creating it. Like Sophia, you walk through a world that responds to your emotional frequency. Your feelings are not passive reactions, but active forces that shape the timeline you experience. When you shift your emotional state, you literally step into a new version of reality. To harness this power, find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Begin by identifying the dominant emotion currently coloring your experience. Feel its texture, its weight, its vibration in your body. Now, through gentle breathing, imagine this emotion as a color surrounding you. With each exhale, see this color slowly transforming into the hue of your chosen emotional state. If you wish to move from worry to peace, you might visualize a murky gray shifting to a clear, bright blue. Continue breathing and visualizing until you feel the new emotional frequency anchoring within you. Let this new state fill your being, knowing it activates a timeline that matches its vibration. Chapter 13. The Portal of Present Moment Awareness. In a small village nestled among ancient mountains, there lived a watchmaker named Ibrahim, who crafted timepieces of remarkable precision. One morning, while examining an ornate pocket watch passed down through generations, he noticed something extraordinary. Its hands had merged into a single golden beam that pointed only to now. No matter how he adjusted the mechanism, the watch refused to measure past or future, revealing only the eternal present. You possess within you this same timeless awareness that Ibrahim discovered. The present moment is not merely a fleeting instant between past and future. It is the eternal gateway through which all possibilities flow. When you align fully with the now, you stand at the crossroads of infinite timelines, able to choose which reality you wish to experience. Your power to shift between timelines exists solely in this moment. The past exists as memory, the future as potential, but your point of power, your ability to choose, resides eternally in the now. Like Ibrahim's mysterious watch, your consciousness is designed to focus on this singular point of creation. Far out on stormy seas, a sailor named Marcus struggled to navigate through towering waves and howling winds. His mind raced with thoughts of past mistakes and future fears until his ship began to founder. In that desperate hour, he remembered his master's teaching. The ship can only be steered in the present moment. As Marcus brought his attention fully to the now, the feel of the wheel, the sound of the wind, the motion of the waves, he found he could guide his vessel with surprising ease through the tempest. The wisdom Marcus discovered mirrors your own journey through the seas of reality. When your attention scatters to past regrets or future anxieties, you lose your ability to navigate effectively. But when you anchor yourself in present awareness, you gain access to the infinite possibilities available in each moment. To strengthen your connection to the present moment, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Begin by focusing on your breath, not controlling it, simply observing its natural rhythm. Notice the sensation of air flowing in and out of your body. When thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment and return your attention to your breath. Expand your awareness to include physical sensations, the weight of your body, the temperature of the air, any sounds in your environment. Let each sensation anchor you more deeply in the now. Continue this practice for several minutes, allowing yourself to sink fully into present moment awareness. Chapter 14. The Vibrational Ladder. In the mystical lands of the East there lived a wanderer named Soren who discovered an ancient stone staircase spiraling up into the clouds. As he ascended each step, the world around him transformed, colors became more vivid, the air grew lighter, and music seemed to emanate from the very stones beneath his feet. With each step upward, Soren felt his spirit lifting, expanding into new realms of possibility. You, like Soren, stand before your own vibrational staircase. Each thought you think, each feeling you cultivate, each action you take serves as a step that can lift you into higher frequencies of existence. The universe operates on precise vibrational frequencies, and your experience of reality directly corresponds to the frequency you maintain. Think of your consciousness as a musical instrument that can be tuned to different octaves of reality. Lower vibrations, fear, doubt, anger, and limitation create discordant experiences that keep you bound to lower timelines. Higher vibrations, love, joy, gratitude, and possibility harmonize with more elevated realities, allowing you to naturally ascend into them. This ascension doesn't require great leaps, but rather conscious, steady steps upward. Each moment offers an opportunity to choose a slightly higher note in the symphony of your existence. When you consistently choose thoughts that uplift, actions that inspire, and feelings that expand, you gradually tune yourself to these higher frequencies. In a distant mountain monastery, a musician named Wei discovered an ancient stringed instrument. At first, his music was harsh and displeasing. Yet, as he carefully tuned each string to increasingly refined harmonies, the music began to transform. Note by note, string by string, Wei elevated the frequency of his instrument until it produced melodies of such beauty that they seemed to open doorways to higher realms. Your life is this instrument. and each aspect of your daily experience represents a string that can be tuned to a higher frequency. Through conscious attention and gentle adjustment, you can transform the discord of lower vibrations into the harmony of elevated existence. To begin your ascent, take a moment now to identify 3 habits or patterns in your life that resonate at lower frequencies, perhaps negative self-talk, reactive behaviors, or limiting beliefs. For each one, choose a higher frequency replacement. Transform criticism into appreciation, reaction into response, limitation into possibility. Write these pairs down. Each morning for the next 7 days, consciously practice your higher frequency choices. Notice how your reality begins to shift as you consistently tune yourself to these elevated vibrations. Chapter 15. Timeline Hopping. In a hidden valley nestled between ancient mountains, there lived a young boy named Kai, who spent his days practicing the art of crossing a wide river. The river's waters flowed swift and strong, but scattered throughout were stepping stones, some barely visible beneath the surface, others rising prominently above the waters. At first, Kai would hesitate, carefully planning each step. But under the guidance of his grandfather, he learned that the true art lay not in careful planning, but in the fluid motion of trusting his instincts. The stones are like the moments of your life, his grandfather taught. Your power lies not in clinging to one stone, but in the grace of moving between them. You possess this same ability to move between the infinite possibilities that lie before you. Each moment presents countless stepping stones, timelines waiting to be experienced. Your consciousness is the bridge between these realities, and your focused intention is the force that propels you from one to another. The art of timeline hopping requires 3 essential elements: clear vision, unwavering intention, and complete surrender. Like Kai crossing the river, you must see your destination clearly, commit fully to your movement, and trust in the process of transition. In the mystical city of Avalara, there lived a woman known as the Dreamwalker. Each night she would close her eyes and step through doorways of light, entering different versions of reality at will. She discovered that the key to moving between these realms lay not in forcing her way through, but in aligning her vibration with the reality she wished to experience. You are both Kai and the Dreamwalker. The power to shift between timelines flows naturally through you, waiting to be awakened. Just as water flows to its lowest point, your consciousness naturally flows toward the reality that matches your vibration and intention. To begin your journey in timeline hopping, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Visualize a glowing portal of light before you. This is the gateway to your chosen timeline. See your desired reality in vivid detail through this portal, feeling its energy and essence. Now take a moment to align your vibration with this reality. Feel the emotions you would experience in this timeline. Embody the version of yourself that exists there. When you feel the resonance building, step forward in your mind's eye and move through the portal. Feel the shift in energy as you cross the threshold, allowing your consciousness to fully merge with this new reality. Take 3 deep breaths in this new timeline, anchoring your awareness here. Open your eyes, knowing that you have initiated a shift in your vibrational frequency that will begin attracting experiences aligned with this new reality. Chapter 16. The Mirror Effect. In a distant mountain temple, there lived a man named Ibrahim who discovered an ancient mirror unlike any other. While ordinary mirrors reflected physical appearances, this mirror showed the contents of his heart. When anger stirred within him, the mirror filled with storm clouds. When peace resided in his soul, the mirror shimmered with golden light. You, like Ibrahim, are surrounded by mirrors, not of glass and silver, but of circumstances and experiences. The world you perceive is not separate from you. It is an exact reflection of your inner landscape. Every thought you harbor, every emotion you nurture ripples outward to shape the reality you experience. This universal law operates with unwavering precision. When you carry doubt within, the world presents reasons to hesitate. When you cultivate certainty, opportunities arise to match your conviction. Your inner world is the master artist, painting the canvas of your external reality with the colors of your consciousness. In the Valley of Whispers there lived a woman named Amara who kept a precious mirror passed down through generations. Over time, the mirror had become clouded with the mists of confusion and doubt. Each morning, Amara would attempt to see her reflection, but the fog prevented clear vision. One day she realized that the fog in the mirror matched the uncertainty in her mind. As she began to clear her thoughts and align with her truth, the mirror naturally cleared itself. She discovered that clarity wasn't something to be forced upon the mirror, but rather a state that emerged from within. The wisdom of Ibrahim and Amara's experiences speaks directly to your journey. Your external circumstances are not random events, but precise reflections of your internal state. To change what you see in the world, you must first transform what lies within. For your mirror meditation, find a quiet space with a mirror. Sit comfortably before it and gaze softly at your reflection. Breathe deeply and allow your awareness to settle. Begin speaking words of truth to yourself. Not empty phrases, but declarations that resonate with your highest vision. I am the creator of my reality. My inner light shapes my outer world. As within, so without. Observe how your expression changes, how your energy shifts as you align with these truths. Notice any resistance or doubt that arises, acknowledging these as areas within your consciousness ready for transformation. Continue this practice for several minutes, allowing your inner clarity to strengthen and reflect back to you through the mirror. Chapter 17, The Power of Surrender. High in the misty peaks of an ancient mountain range there lived a monk named Yoshi, who carried a heavy stone everywhere he went. The stone represented his need for control, his desire to shape every outcome through sheer force of will. Each day he would climb to a sacred lake but could never cross its waters while clutching his burden. One morning, as dawn painted the sky in gentle hues, Yoshi finally understood. With trembling hands, he released the stone into the depths of the lake. In that moment of surrender, his body became light as a feather and he found himself floating effortlessly across the water's surface. You too carry stones of control, weighing down your spirit and preventing your natural flow through life's currents. The universe stands ready to support you, to carry you toward your highest good, if only you will release your grip on how things should be. In the vast desert wastes, a merchant named Karim found himself sinking in treacherous quicksand. The more frantically he fought against his circumstance, the deeper he sank. His struggles only hastened his descent until, exhausted and afraid, he ceased all movement. In that moment of complete surrender, he felt the sand shift beneath him, gently lifting him to solid ground. The wisdom whispers, your desperate grasp for control creates the very resistance that blocks your path. When you release your iron grip on outcomes, you allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to guide you to your perfect timeline. For your surrender ritual, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind one situation where you're holding too tightly to control. Feel the weight of this control in your body. Notice where it creates tension, where it restricts your natural flow. Now imagine this control taking physical form in your hands, perhaps as a stone or a rope or whatever shape feels right to you. Feel its weight, its texture. Acknowledge how caring it has served you until now, then gently begin to release it. Visualize yourself standing at the edge of a flowing river. With deep gratitude, lower your hands and allow your symbol of control to be carried away by the current. Feel the immediate lightness in your body as you surrender to the flow of life. Remain in this state of peaceful release for several moments, allowing the universe to support you completely. Chapter 18: The Imprint of Visualization. In a village nestled among ancient olive groves, there lived an artist named Marcus who possessed an extraordinary gift. Each night he would sit before his blank canvas and, rather than using physical paints, he would close his eyes and paint with the colors of his imagination. As dawn approached, the scenes he had visualized with such clarity would mysteriously appear in the world around him. Your mind holds this same creative power. Like Marcus, you possess the ability to paint your desired reality upon the canvas of consciousness, allowing it to materialize in the physical realm. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. It accepts the images you present to it as blueprints for reality, working tirelessly to align your experience with these internal pictures. This is why the quality and clarity of your visualization determine the precision of its manifestation. Through focused visualization, you program your subconscious mind to recognize and access the timeline where your desires exist. Each detail you imagine creates a stronger bridge to that reality, making it increasingly accessible to your present experience. In a distant kingdom, there lived a young boy named Finn, who spent his afternoons gazing at clouds. One day, he began to imagine a magnificent castle with such intensity that he could feel the cool stone beneath his fingers, hear the flutter of banners in the wind, and smell the fresh-cut grass in the courtyard. Day after day, he returned to this vision, adding more detail each time. One morning, as he stepped into his backyard, there stood the very castle he had built in his mind, every detail exactly as he had imagined. Just as Finn's unwavering vision brought forth his castle, your focused imagination shapes the reality you experience. The key lies not in the length of time spent visualizing, but in the depth and clarity of the experience you create within. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Set aside 10 minutes daily for this practice. Close your eyes and begin to construct your desired timeline with absolute precision. Notice every color, texture, sound, and sensation. What do you see? What sounds fill the air? What scents drift past? How does your body feel in this reality? Write down every detail of your visualization immediately afterward. Include the temperature of the air, the quality of light, the emotions flowing through you, the expressions on people's faces, the words spoken, the textures beneath your hands. This written record strengthens the imprint on your subconscious mind, making the bridge to your desired timeline more substantial with each practice. Chapter 19: The Bridge of Gratitude. In a bustling marketplace of old, there lived a merchant named Hassan who discovered an ancient scroll describing a mysterious bridge that connected ordinary life to realms of infinite abundance. The scroll revealed that this bridge could only be unlocked by a special key: the pure vibration of genuine gratitude. Each morning, Hassan began expressing heartfelt thanks for everything in his life, from the smallest grain of rice to the warmth of the sun. As his gratitude deepened, a golden bridge materialized before him, leading to realities filled with unimaginable prosperity. You stand at the threshold of this same transformative truth. Gratitude is not merely a virtue. It is a frequency that aligns you with higher timelines of abundance and joy. When you cultivate genuine appreciation for what exists in your present moment, you activate a magnetic force that draws you toward realities where even greater blessings await. The vibration of gratitude dissolves the barriers between you and your desired timeline. It creates a bridge of light that allows you to cross into new dimensions of experience. Each genuine expression of thanks strengthens this bridge, making your transition into higher realities more swift and natural. In a distant village, a beggar named Solomon had nothing but a worn blanket and a wooden bowl. Yet each night he would hold these simple possessions and give profound thanks for their presence in his life. He expressed gratitude for the stars above, the air in his lungs, and the ground beneath his feet. As his appreciation grew stronger, his reality began to shift. Opportunities appeared, kindness flowed his way, and abundance manifested in increasing measures. Solomon discovered that his gratitude had been quietly building a bridge to a reality of prosperity all along. Your journey mirrors Solomon's path. Every moment of genuine thankfulness creates a golden thread in the bridge to your highest timeline. This is not about denying current challenges, but about recognizing the hidden treasures within your present experience. Gratitude Bridge Practice. Each morning, find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Take out your journal and list 10 specific things for which you feel genuine gratitude. Let your appreciation flow from the depths of your heart, feeling the warmth of thankfulness as it radiates through your being. As you write each item, visualize it as a golden thread weaving into the bridge that connects you to your highest timeline. Feel how each expression of gratitude strengthens this bridge, making it more solid and real. Notice how your energy shifts as you focus on appreciation, and observe how this elevated frequency naturally draws you toward realities aligned with abundance and joy. Chapter 20. The Reality Map. In the heart of an ancient kingdom, there lived a cartographer named Raphael who possessed an extraordinary gift. While other mapmakers drew only the visible paths and known territories, Raphael could perceive the invisible threads that connected different realms of possibility. With his enchanted quill, he created maps that revealed not just where things were, but where they could be. You possess this same innate ability to chart your course through the infinite sea of possibilities. Like Raphael's magical maps, your consciousness can draw clear pathways toward any reality you wish to experience. The art of reality mapping is not merely about marking destinations. It is about understanding the energetic coordinates that align you with your chosen timeline. When you create a reality map, you illuminate the path between your current position and your desired destination. This map becomes a sacred tool, helping you navigate the quantum field with precision and purpose. Each milestone you mark represents a vibrational checkpoint, a point where your frequency must align with the reality you seek. In the misty mountains of the east, a wanderer named Marcus discovered an ancient compass hidden within a crystal cave. Unlike ordinary compasses that pointed only north, this mystical instrument responded to the magnetic pull of possibility. As Marcus learned to read its subtle movements, he found it guided him not just through physical terrain, but through layers of reality itself. Following its guidance, he discovered a hidden valley that perfectly matched the paradise he had held in his heart. Your inner compass, like the one Marcus found, already knows the way to your desired timeline. By creating a reality map, you bring this intuitive knowledge into clear focus, making visible the steps that will carry you there. Take a blank piece of paper and draw a circle on the left side representing your current reality, On the right side, draw another circle representing your desired timeline. Between these points, create a pathway that connects them. Along this path, mark specific vibrational checkpoints, shifts in consciousness, actions, and states of being that will align you with your desired reality. These might include new habits, shifted beliefs, or expanded awareness. For each checkpoint, write a clear description of how you will feel and what will be different when you reach it. Add symbols, colors, or images that represent these shifts in energy and experience. Keep this map where you can see it daily, using it as a navigation tool to track your journey between timelines. Let it remind you that the path to your desired reality is not just a dream. It is a charted course you can follow with conscious intention. Part 3. Embodying your role as the Timeline Master. Chapter 21. The Shift of Identity. In a hidden chamber beneath an ancient temple, there lived a sculptor named Thaddeus, who worked tirelessly on a single block of marble. Day after day, he chipped away at the stone, not following any design, but rather unveiling what he sensed lay dormant within. You, like Thaddeus, hold within you a masterpiece waiting to emerge. The version of yourself who already lives your dreams exists as surely as the statue existed within that block of marble. Your task is not to create this self, but to reveal it by clearing away all that is not truly you. The power to step into your desired timeline lies not in forcing change, but in recognizing that you are already the person you wish to become. Just as every stroke of Thaddeus's chisel revealed more of the statue's true form, each moment of aligned thought and action reveals more of your authentic self. When you shift your identity at the deepest level, you naturally attract experiences that match this new self-concept. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are being. In a distant meadow, a caterpillar named Luna discovered the truth of transformation. As she wrapped herself in her chrysalis, she did not need to learn how to become a butterfly. She simply surrendered to the knowing that she already was one. Her metamorphosis was not a process of becoming something new, but of revealing her true nature. Your journey of transformation follows this same divine pattern. The version of you who lives your dreams is not a distant future self to be created, but a present reality to be embraced. Like Luna in her chrysalis, you need only surrender to the truth of who you already are. To step into this reality, spend one full day as your transformed self. Begin your morning by sitting quietly and visualizing this version of you. How they move, speak, think, and feel. Let their energy flow through you. Throughout the day, make every choice from this elevated perspective. When faced with decisions, ask yourself, what would the version of me who already lives this reality do? Notice how this practice shifts not just your actions, but your entire energy field. Like Thaddeus revealing the statue within the stone, you are unveiling your true self through conscious awareness and aligned action. This is not pretense or performance, it is recognition of your authentic nature. As you maintain this heightened state of being throughout your day, you naturally align with the timeline where this version of you already exists. Chapter 22. Signs from the Universe. In a distant land, there lived a traveler named Ariadne who discovered a single golden feather glinting in the morning sun. As she picked it up, another caught her eye several paces ahead. Following these ethereal markers, she found herself led to an ancient chest filled with wisdom beyond measure. You two walk a path marked with divine signs. The universe speaks in a language of synchronicities, repeated numbers that catch your eye, meaningful songs that play at precise moments, chance encounters that feel destined. These are not mere coincidences, but golden feathers guiding you toward your aligned reality. When you step into a new timeline, the universe confirms your shift through these subtle messages. A book falls open to exactly the page you needed to read. A stranger speaks the very words you've been contemplating. These moments of alignment serve as cosmic confirmations that you're moving in harmony with universal forces. Along the shores of time, a wanderer named Marcus discovered strange symbols appearing in the sand each morning. At first, he dismissed them as random patterns, until he realized each symbol preceded an important event in his life. The more he acknowledged these signs, the clearer they became, until he could read the language of the universe as easily as his native tongue. Like Marcus, you are surrounded by divine messages. Every unusual occurrence, every meaningful coincidence, every moment of perfect timing carries a message about your journey. These signs appear most prominently when you're aligning with a higher timeline. To decode these universal messages, maintain a sign journal for 7 days. Record every unusual occurrence, no matter how small it seems. Note repeated numbers, unexpected encounters, overheard conversations that relate to your path, and any moment that makes you pause and wonder. Pay special attention to patterns that emerge. Each evening, reflect on your recorded signs. What might they be telling you about your current alignment? How do they relate to the timeline you're calling forth? Remember, the universe speaks in whispers, and only those who listen closely will hear its guidance. This practice of conscious sign reading strengthens your connection to universal intelligence. As you acknowledge these divine markers, more will appear, creating a clear trail toward your highest timeline. Chapter 23. Advanced Timeline Collapsing. In the mystical realm of Avalon, there lived a wizard named Thaddeus, who possessed the extraordinary ability to see threads of possibility stretching into infinite futures. Each morning, he would gather these gossamer strands of potential into his hands, weaving them together until they formed a single luminous orb. Within this sphere, all possibilities merged into one perfect moment of creation. You stand at the threshold of quantum transformation. Like those gossamer strands, multiple versions of your future exist simultaneously in the quantum field. The art of creating quantum leaps lies in your ability to collapse these possibilities into a singular point of power, the eternal now. When you understand that time is not linear but simultaneous, you realize that every future version of yourself exists in this moment. By collapsing these timelines, you bypass the gradual process of manifestation and step directly into your desired reality. This is not mere visualization. It is the active reorganization of quantum possibilities. As you focus your consciousness on a specific outcome, you draw that reality into your present experience with magnetic force. The universe responds not to the length of your journey, but to the intensity of your focus and the clarity of your choice. In the hidden valleys between mountain peaks, a woman named Serena discovered a mirror unlike any other. As she stepped through its surface, she found herself in a realm where past, present, and future merged into a single point of completion. Here she witnessed how every outcome she desired had already manifested. The only separation between her current self and these completed realities was her willingness to collapse the space between them. This mirror realm reveals a profound truth. The distance between your current reality and your desired outcome exists only in your perception. Through conscious timeline collapse, you can bridge this gap in an instant. To perform the quantum leap exercise, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and envision 3 distinct future possibilities that call to your heart. See each one clearly, feeling the essence of these potential realities. Now, imagine these three futures as beams of light, drawing them toward you until they merge into a single brilliant point in your heart center. Feel the combined power of these collapsed timelines coursing through your being. Breathe deeply into this unified state. You have not just imagined these futures. You have drawn their essence into your present moment. Move through the rest of your day embodying this collapsed timeline, knowing that you carry within you the completed version of these possibilities. This practice accelerates manifestation by eliminating the perceived gap between desire and fulfillment. Through regular timeline collapse, you master the art of quantum transformation. Chapter 24. The Energy of Certainty. In a seaside village forgotten by time, there lived a lighthouse keeper named Marcus. Each night, as storms raged and waves crashed against rocky shores, he would climb the winding stairs to light the great beacon. Ships tossed upon turbulent seas found their way home, guided by his unwavering light. While others doubted the power of a single flame against nature's fury, Marcus knew with unshakable certainty that his light would pierce any darkness, and you possess within you this same power of absolute certainty. Like the lighthouse keeper's flame, your unwavering faith illuminates the path to your desired reality. When you stand firm in your knowing, the universe itself bends to meet your certainty. Faith is not blind hope or wishful thinking. It is an unshakable knowing that transcends physical evidence. It is the power to see what is not yet manifest and hold that vision with such conviction that it cannot help but materialize. This certainty becomes the foundation upon which your desired reality builds itself. When doubt storms rage and circumstances seem to contradict your vision, your unwavering faith becomes the steady light that guides you through. In the valleys of an ancient land, there lived a gardener named Anna, who planted her seeds with complete confidence. While others anxiously checked their soil daily for sprouts, she tended her garden with serene certainty, knowing that each seed contained the full power of its fruition. As seasons passed, her garden flourished beyond all others, for her certainty had nourished the seeds as surely as sun and rain. Your desires are like these seeds, containing within them the full potential of their manifestation. Your certainty waters them. Your unwavering faith provides the light they need to grow. To anchor this certainty within yourself, begin the certainty anchoring exercise. Take a single sheet of paper and write down one goal that calls to your heart. Each morning, hold this paper and feel the absolute knowing that this reality is already yours. Let your certainty flow through you like a powerful river, washing away all traces of doubt. Feel the solid ground of knowing beneath your feet. Your desired reality is not a question of if, but when, and even time itself bends to the power of absolute certainty. Chapter 25. Navigating Doubt and Fear. In a port town of ancient lore, there lived a sailor named Thaddeus who mastered the art of navigating treacherous waters. On moonless nights, when storm clouds obscured the stars and waves rose like mountains, he kept his vessel steady by fixing his gaze upon a distant lighthouse. While other ships were tossed and turned, his remained true to course, guided by that unwavering point of light. You, like Thaddeus, navigate the seas of consciousness. When doubt casts its shadow and fear stirs the waters of your mind, remember that these are merely temporary disturbances in your chosen timeline. The lighthouse of your inner knowing remains constant, untouched by the storms of uncertainty. Your timeline may appear to wobble when circumstances seem to contradict your chosen path. Yet these moments of turbulence serve as opportunities to strengthen your inner compass. The secret lies not in avoiding the storms, but in maintaining your center as they pass. In the mountains of the east, there lived a tightrope walker named Jin, who performed above deep valleys. While others feared the sudden gusts that threatened their balance, Jin discovered that rigid resistance only increased the danger. Instead, he learned to sway with the wind while keeping his focus fixed on his destination. The wind, he realized, was not his enemy, but his teacher. Like Jin, you need not fight against moments of doubt or fear. These emotions are like the wind. They may cause temporary imbalance, but they hold no power to stop your progress unless you grant them that authority. Your ability to maintain your course comes not from the absence of fear, but from your relationship with it. To transform these wobbles into stepping stones, practice the fear neutralization exercise. Take a blank page and divide it into 2 columns. In the first, list every doubt and fear currently creating turbulence in your timeline. Let these thoughts flow freely, acknowledging each one without judgment. In the second column, transform each fear into an empowering belief. See how "I might fail" becomes "Each attempt brings me closer to mastery." Watch as "I'm not ready" transforms into "I grow stronger with every step." These new beliefs become the steady points of light guiding you through uncertainty. Hold these transformed beliefs in your consciousness until they become as natural as breathing. Your timeline stabilizes not through the elimination of fear, but through your mastery over it. Chapter 26. The Gateway of Synchronicity. In a bustling marketplace of old, a merchant named Amara discovered a golden key beneath her morning tea leaves. As she held it, wondering at its purpose, a mysterious old woman passed by, dropping a silk scarf embroidered with the same pattern as the key. Following this sign, Amara found herself led to an antique shop where a second key awaited. Each key she discovered guided her to the next, until she unlocked the door to her destiny. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound truth. The universe speaks through the language of synchronicity. These are not mere coincidences, but sacred markers illuminating your path to higher timelines. When you notice repeated numbers, encounter meaningful symbols, or experience uncanny timing, you glimpse the cosmic choreography guiding your journey. These synchronicities serve as confirmation that you walk in alignment with your chosen timeline. They appear as bridges between your current reality and the one you're stepping into. Like breadcrumbs on a mystical trail, they guide you forward, revealing the invisible architecture of your transformation. In the ancient city of mirrors, there lived a truth-seeker named Ibrahim, who began noticing patterns in everything he saw. The number 1111 appeared on clocks, receipts bore sequences of 333, and everywhere he turned he found messages encoded in the ordinary. At first he dismissed these as random occurrences, until he realized each pattern preceded a significant shift in his life's direction. These numerical patterns and meaningful coincidences you encounter are not random. They are the universe's way of whispering, "Yes, you're on the right path." Each synchronicity serves as a doorway, inviting you to step through into expanded awareness. To deepen your connection with these cosmic signals, begin the Synchronicity Journal practice. Each day, record every notable coincidence, no matter how small it may seem. Note the time it occurred, the circumstances surrounding it, and most importantly, what you were thinking or feeling in that moment. As you document these occurrences, patterns will emerge, revealing the subtle language through which your higher timeline communicates. Write down repeated numbers, meaningful encounters, overheard conversations that answer your unspoken questions, and any events that feel too perfectly timed to be chance. After recording each synchronicity, Reflect deeply on its hidden meaning and significance. What message might it carry about your spiritual journey and evolution? How does it relate to your desired timeline and the future you're manifesting? Consider how these signs appeared precisely when needed, offering guidance through the universal language of symbols and meaningful coincidence. Let these profound insights guide your next steps forward, knowing that each recognized sign strengthens your connection to the reality you're creating and amplifies your ability to read the cosmic signposts along your path. As you develop this practice, you'll find yourself increasingly attuned to the subtle whispers of the universe, moving in greater harmony with the divine flow of creation. Chapter 27. The Infinite Observer. In the mist-shrouded peaks of an ancient mountain range, there lived a man named Kai, who spent his days gazing at the mountain's summit. Each morning he would climb a little higher, convinced that his limited view from below held all truth. Yet one dawn, upon reaching the peak, he discovered something extraordinary. From this vantage point, every path, every valley, and every possibility spread before him like an infinite tapestry. You too stand at the base of your own mountain, viewing life through the lens of your small self. That part of you bound by fears, limitations, and earthly concerns. Yet within you dwells an infinite observer, a higher consciousness that sees beyond the immediate terrain of daily life. This observer exists beyond time and space, witnessing all possible versions of your reality simultaneously. When you step back from immediate concerns and view life from this elevated perspective, you access a state of unlimited potential. Like stepping onto that mountain summit, you gain clarity about which path leads to your highest evolution. The small self can only see what lies directly before it, the obstacles, the difficulties, the apparent limitations. But your infinite observer knows that these are merely features of one possible timeline among countless others. From this higher vantage point, you recognize yourself as the conscious creator of your experience, free to choose any path you wish. In a crystal cave deep within the earth, there once lived a wise woman named Sarah, who spent her days gazing into a mystical pool. As she looked into its depths, she saw not one reflection, but infinite ripples, each showing a different possible future. She understood that by detaching from her limited perspective and merging with the watching consciousness, she could select which reflection to step into. This ancient wisdom reveals that you are both the seer and the seen, the observer and the observed. When you release attachment to the small self's narrative and rise to the perspective of the infinite observer, you gain the power to consciously choose your timeline. To access this expanded state of awareness, practice the observer meditation. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Breathe deeply and imagine yourself floating upward, above your current life circumstances. From this elevated perspective, observe all possible paths spreading out before you like threads of light. Notice how some paths dim while others shine more brightly. Without judgment or attachment, allow your awareness to rest in this expanded state of perception. From here, identify the path that radiates the highest light. This is your optimal timeline. Let this vision guide your next steps as you return to present awareness. Chapter 28. The Ritual of Release. In the heart of an ancient forest, there lived a magnificent phoenix named Aurelia. Each cycle of her life ended not in death, but transformation. As the time of renewal approached, she would gather her old feathers, each one carrying memories of who she had been, and release them to the wind. Only then could she step into the sacred flames, emerging renewed and ready to soar higher than before. You too stand at such a threshold of transformation. The old timeline you have inhabited, with its familiar patterns, beliefs, and limitations, has served its purpose. Like Aurelia's worn feathers, these old ways of being must be released before you can rise into your next evolution. The universe operates through cycles of release and renewal. When you cling to old timelines, you anchor yourself to realities that no longer align with your highest path. Your resistance to letting go creates tension between who you were and who you are becoming. Along the shores of a mystic sea lived Marcus, a fisherman whose boat remained stubbornly fixed in place. Day after day, he cast his nets into the same waters, catching fewer fish with each attempt. One morning, diving beneath his vessel, he discovered a massive anchor he had forgotten, its weight holding him in place for years. With trembling hands, he cut the chain. As the anchor sank into the depths, his boat drifted into abundant new waters he had never known existed. Like Marcus's anchor, your attachment to old timelines keeps you tethered to familiar shores when vast oceans of possibility await. The weight of what was prevents you from sailing into what could be. To release yourself from old timelines, perform this sacred ceremony of letting go. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Light a candle to represent the transformative flame of the phoenix. On a piece of paper, write down the timeline you are ready to release, the old patterns, beliefs, and ways of being that no longer serve your highest good. Hold the paper in your hands and acknowledge how this timeline has served you until now. Express gratitude for its lessons. Then, with clear intention, light one corner of the paper from the candle's flame. As it burns, visualize yourself like the phoenix, releasing the old to make space for the new. Let the ashes represent the complete transformation of what was into what will be. Watch as the paper turns to ash, knowing that just as the phoenix rises renewed, you too are creating space for a higher timeline to emerge. Close the ceremony by speaking these words: I release what was and embrace what will be. Chapter 29. The Power of Rituals and Symbols. In a distant mountain village, an elder named Kenzo stood before his people during a devastating drought. While others had tried modern methods to summon rain, Kenzo knew the ancient ways. Each morning, he would ascend to the highest point of the village, perform the sacred rain dance passed down through generations, and strike a ceremonial drum. Though clouds had yet to appear, he continued his ritual with unwavering faith. On the 40th day, as his drum echoed through the valley, the skies opened and life-giving rain poured forth. Sacred acts hold power beyond ordinary understanding. When you perform a ritual with pure intention, you create an energetic bridge between your current reality and the timeline you wish to inhabit. These ceremonies serve as anchors, grounding your consciousness in the frequency of your desired reality. Every genuine ritual carries the weight of accumulated belief and intention. When you engage in sacred acts, whether through meditation, prayer, or symbolic gesture, you align your energy with the universal forces that shape reality. These acts become cosmic signals, broadcasting your intentions across the quantum field. In a forgotten valley lived Ibrahim, a masterful blacksmith known for forging items of mysterious power. One day, a merchant sought his help, asking for protection on dangerous trade routes. Instead of crafting an ordinary weapon, Ibrahim spent 7 days imbuing a simple medallion with sacred symbols while maintaining perfect focus on its protective purpose. Years later, the merchant returned, sharing tales of how the medallion had guided him safely through countless perils. Like Ibrahim's medallion, symbols carry the power to anchor your consciousness in new timelines. They become bridges between the seen and unseen worlds, focusing your energy and intention towards specific outcomes. When you create or work with sacred symbols, you forge tangible connections to the reality you wish to manifest. To anchor yourself in your chosen timeline, perform this symbol creation ritual. Gather these materials: paper, drawing tools, and any natural objects that resonate with your intention. Enter a meditative state, focusing on the timeline you wish to inhabit. Allow your hand to move freely across the paper, trusting that universal wisdom will guide the creation of your personal symbol. This symbol might be geometric, organic, or abstract. Its form matters less than the intention imbued within it. As you draw, infuse each line with the energy of your desired reality. Once complete, hold your symbol in both hands. Close your eyes and visualize it radiating with light, programming it as an anchor to your new timeline. Chapter 30. The Timeless Self. In the heart of an ancient temple there lived a sage named Amara who possessed a remarkable gift. Those who encountered her spoke of how she seemed to exist in multiple realities at once, her presence both here and elsewhere simultaneously. As she walked through the temple gardens, flowers would bloom in her footsteps, and the very air around her shimmered with possibility. You possess this same innate ability to move through realities with grace and purpose. The timeless self within you already knows how to navigate the infinite streams of possibility. This wisdom lies dormant, waiting for you to claim your role as master of your reality. When you align with your timeless self, you transcend the limitations of linear existence. You become aware that every moment offers infinite possibilities, and you hold the power to select which reality you experience. This mastery comes not from forcing or struggling, but from allowing your divine nature to express itself naturally. In a distant realm there lived a woman named May who carried a sacred lantern. As she walked through her village each evening, her light would transform everything it touched. Those who walked in her radiance found their own inner light awakening, and soon the entire village glowed with shared wisdom. Yet May never claimed to be special. She simply embodied the truth that all beings carry this same divine light. Like May's lantern, your mastery illuminates the path for others. As you walk in awareness of your infinite nature, you become a living example of what is possible. Your presence alone helps others remember their own power to shape reality. To embody your role as master of infinite realities, practice this mastery embodiment ritual. Begin your day by sitting in sacred silence. Breathe deeply and feel yourself expanding beyond the confines of time and space. Visualize yourself as a being of pure light, effortlessly moving between realities. Throughout the day, pause regularly to ask, how would the master of infinite realities approach this moment? Let your actions flow from this expanded awareness. Notice how reality responds to your elevated state of being. Write down any shifts or synchronicities that occur as you maintain this consciousness of mastery. Conclusion. As you close these pages, know that you have uncovered truths that have existed since the dawn of time. The wisdom you now hold has been whispered through the ages, passed from master to initiate, waiting for the moment when you would be ready to receive it. Through these teachings, you have remembered what your soul has always known, that you are the master of infinite timelines, the architect of your own reality. The power to shift between possibilities flows through your very being, as natural as breath itself. You have walked through the ancient gates of understanding, discovering that every choice, every thought, every feeling creates ripples across the fabric of existence. The mysteries of timeline mastery now rest in your hands, not as something new, but as something remembered. In studying these sacred principles, you have awakened to your true nature as a being who exists beyond the constraints of linear time. You understand now that all possibilities exist simultaneously, waiting for your conscious awareness to bring them into form. This knowledge cannot be unlearned. Like a light switched on in a darkened room, your awareness of infinite timelines will continue to illuminate your path forward. Each day brings new opportunities to exercise your mastery, to consciously select the reality you wish to experience. The time has come to carry these teachings beyond these pages and into every moment of your life. Let each breath remind you of your power to shift realities. Let each step be taken with the awareness that you walk between worlds. Your very presence now serves as a bridge between possibilities. Walk forward as the master you have always been. Allow this ancient wisdom to flow through your actions, your words, your thoughts. The universe responds to your mastery, rearranging itself to match your elevated consciousness. Remember that this journey of mastery never truly ends. It simply deepens with each passing moment. The infinite awaits your exploration, calling you to discover ever greater expressions of possibility. You are now among those who hold the keys to reality itself. Use this power wisely, with reverence for the sacred nature of existence. Let your mastery serve not only your own evolution, but the awakening of all beings. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.